I will never step a motherfucking pinky toe in Mexico.
They beat my shit the fuck up.
This motherfucker charged me $80 twice.
In most countries, this would never fly.
I blacked out and I don't remember anything.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
I've been to 32 countries and this has never happened.
Put the weed in my nuts.
I'm telling you right now, the Rio in Cabo, it wasn't it.
But those cops did fucking rob me.
These motherfucking Mexican people do not give a fuck.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl Sandy. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of The World is Ghetto. Yes, y'all, welcome back to another episode. I hope everyone is doing well today, and we are back at it again with the Mexico vacations from hell. When y'all know, for those who know, my day ones know, there's a time where I was dropping a whole bunch of vacation videos, and Mexico was one of those places where I did 3 parts to, and each time I did those videos, I thought, oh shit, this is it, we're done. But like I said in those videos, they're never gonna end because the experiences just keep coming up, and we're learning new things. And oh shit, what do you see? We have another part, Mexico vacation. Craziness keep happening, and these are one of the craziest, wildest stories. So disclaimer, some of the stories you're going to see and some of the videos you'll see in there, like in the evidence these people are putting out on their vacation videos, is real wild. So I'm gonna just put a disclaimer ahead of time. If you're someone who's not used to seeing crazy stuff, yeah, just click off or maybe fast forward when you get to it, because when you get to it, you will know it. I don't even want to give no spoilers because that's not what I do. But anyway, with that being said, I hope everyone is having an amazing weekend. For those who haven't tapped into my other videos, make sure you do that as well. And yeah, even with Mexico, after you watch this one, make sure you go watch the 3 parts. It's under the vacation drama playlist. Make sure you go ahead and do that so that you can catch up, because yeah, it's about to be one of those wild roller coaster videos. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys are prepared for this one. I hope you guys are ready to take notes. I hope you guys are ready to get some tips, and I hope you guys are ready to take some drama in, because I am. Yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the comment section, and let's get right into it.
So I just got to Mexico City last night. Today is actually day 1, okay? I get to the hostel. After I check in, my bag's gone. Yep, you heard me. My bag is gone. Initially, me and 2 of the workers ran to the square to go find this person using my Apple tag. And then we realized that person must have thought my bag was there. So after one failed Uber, we ended up getting another one, me and the manager of Viajero, and we drove to the bus station. After checking the cameras, we realized who actually took my bag, but I was still pissed.
Okay, just make sure she don't leave it.
This is me actually getting upset because the girl was like, oh, I just realized I don't have my bag. Y'all, it took 3 hours for us to figure out my bag was gone and get it and return back to the hostel. Here's the manager of Viajero. I mean, shout out to him, EJ, and Diego. Again, I'm pissed. We see the girl. She didn't say sorry. She didn't say nothing. Whatever.
Here we are on the way to Mexico, to where we think we finna just have a ball, kick it, good vibes. So we get to the airport, and an Uber to the hotel was $100. I'm like, what? And they said if you rent a car from us, it's $100 for 5 days. 5 days. Too good to be true. So it just seems like at nighttime they target tourists. They know your license plate is a rental, so they're gonna pull you over every 5-10 minutes. They're gonna lie. They're gonna say your seatbelt wasn't on. They're gonna say you was on your phone. They're gonna say you were speeding, and you're gonna know you weren't doing it, but they're gonna just, they're trying to extort you. And that's what they were doing to us over and over. He literally got pulled over like 4 times, and they were saying like they gonna take the driver's license. We gotta go to the police station days later and pay a fine, and then we pick it up. I actually have a video of him saying it. He didn't know I was recording, because when they did see us recording, they got mad. Listen.
Pay license, I got it here. The Monday they go to the police station, you pay the fine, you the bank license. Wait, say it again now.
See, that's just insane, and I'm so glad I recorded, because when they saw me recording the other time he got pulled over, they got scared and went through our phones and deleted it. So they basically pulled him on for no reason, said take a breathalyzer test. If it's positive, you go to jail for 36 hours and you pay us a lot of money. We left and went to Jamaica, okay? I just got scammed at the Cancun airport. Let me tell you how and what to look out for. So I am getting a bus from one terminal to the other terminal, and I missed the free shuttle. It comes every like 20 minutes. I wasn't about to wait, and my bus is going to leave really soon, so I decided to get a taxi. Before I entered the other like area, there was a sign. There was a guy that he was like, hey, read this. It was in Spanish, but I read it really quickly, and it said, do not give anybody your credit card information. So the guy was like, here, for a credit card, it's only going to be $5. And I was like, oh, $5 for a taxi for the next terminal. And he's like, yeah, just $5. I was like, okay, perfect. So I was like, well, all I have is credit card. Can I pay with credit card? He's like, yeah, no problem. All this is in Spanish. He's like, yeah, no problem. I give it to him, and my intuition's telling me like, no, don't do it. And then also the sign of the guy that previously said, don't give your fucking credit card to anybody. And then he's like, hey, it didn't go through. And I was like, no, it always goes through. So then he did it again, charged it again. I got to the terminal. I'm still waiting for my bus, obviously. However, I checked my bank account. This motherfucker charged me $80 twice. I'm gonna get it taken off of my account, number one, and two, I'm a witch, so anyone that does anything evil to me, like, they're gonna get it back times 10. But just watch out for this scam if you're ever at the Cancun airport.
This is my jewelry case. This is it. This is all I got left. Both of my wedding sets, my diamond earrings. This was open. I don't leave my toiletry bags open. This is my bag. Oh, sorry. I got this little bracelet here. This bracelet. I have 2 purses missing. Where's the bottom to my... Now that's pajamas. I didn't even wear those. Where the bottom to my pajamas? So whoever went through my bag had time. Whoever went through my bag had time. Because I don't pack like this. I don't pack like this at all. All my stuff gone. So these folks took a pair of pajama shorts. These people took a pair of pajama shorts, y'all. A pair of pajama shorts. It's sad. Oh, wait. I think... Oh, here go my other pajama shorts, y'all. But everything else... So both of my wedding sets are gone. All of my jewelry that was in here, gone. My blue Tory Burke bag that I wore with this outfit, gone. My orange Tory Burke bag that I wore with this dress, gone. It matches these shoes. I had 2. My husband bought me 2. I got pictures from years ago, Mother's Day. Gone. That's it, y'all. Freaking low lives, man. Stole my stuff.
Real fucking shit. I literally just got robbed in Cabo. I got fucking my wallet stolen. I got my shoes stolen. How do you get your fucking shoes stolen from your bitch ass? Look at my knees. Here. Ah, this one hurts as fuck. Look at that. They beat my shit the fuck up. They stole my wallet. I gotta reorder all my fucking cards, my ID. They stole my whole phone. I'm filming this on a new phone right now. They spent money on my fucking Amex. This is not a joke. Don't listen. Listen. The more I think about it, I had to run away from a scary lady. Yeah, I was in a scary apartment building. I fully don't remember. A good 28 hours, maybe. 28 hours, maybe. 0, but like gone. Out the fucking window, 0. It's as if I wasn't even there Monday. This was a scary experience. Do not do that. Do not recommend that.
So with that being said, I feel like now it's time for me to finally tell my truth of what the fuck happened to me in Mexico in October. So boom, I went to Mexico in October 15th. I was there from October 15th to I believe the 20th. I was there October 15th for my birthday. My birthday is October 16th. I went, like I said, I went there for my birthday. It was a good time until it wasn't a good motherfucker time. So I got there the 15th. I was there one day by myself. So I was there a full 24 fucking hours by myself. Not a fuck ass thing happened to me. The next day, my friend Crystal got there, which was technically actually my birthday. So like we had fun, we celebrated, woo, 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 wah, wah, wah. Let's speed it up to our night. So now it's what, Saturday. I leave Sunday morning. So like now it's Saturday or whatever. So we wake up and we go downstairs, have breakfast. We bullshitting around. We wind up going by the pool and the ocean and shit like that. So we go by the pool and we wind up running into, it was hella black people. And I feel like all the black people got there on that damn Saturday. It was like hella black people. It was like a group of black girls and it was a group of gay black men. It's like all of them came together. It was cool. We was outside chilling, talking, kiki, ha, ha. And then when we was all sitting there talking, it was this gay Mexican man who came up and was talking to us. Now, like I said, it was a bunch of us sitting out there. It had to be at least 15 to 20 black people all sitting in the same section, just sitting there talking to each other. But they know each other. Me and Crystal was just two random people. But like I said, the Mexican man came up and was sitting there talking to us. And he was just like having random conversation. But what wound up being crazy is that when I'm sitting there asking him hella questions, because why you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand, you know, like, you can come up and ask us, you know what I'm saying? You can chit chat with us or whatever, but like, he was just like, oh yeah, I'm from here. I just like to stay in resorts. Woo, 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 woo. Like, who the fuck stay in Mexico and just go stay in a goddamn resort anyway? But so I'm sitting there asking him hella fucking questions. Like, he was nice, like, don't get me wrong, but now what the fuck happened to me, like, it just makes me look at his ass differently, because what the fuck. But he basically was saying like he lived there and shit like that. So like I said, we was all sitting there talking, and then me and Crystal was just like, yeah, we're gonna go, I'm gonna go take a nap, basically. So me and Crystal went upstairs to go take a nap. Like, I'm tired. Like, I've been up, I'm tired. We've been drinking and shit. The day before, we had just did an excursion. I was tired. So like I said, after we take our nap, we wake up, it's dark outside. So we like, oh well shit, I guess it's time to eat dinner or whatever. So we go downstairs to go eat dinner. And then we find out it's a pool party. So if you ever stayed in an RYU resort, you know they have like pool parties or whatever. Like they have like designated days where they do pool parties. I think it's like a Wednesday, like a fucking, it's like random ass days. Saturday it was a pool party. So I'm like, well, you know, like, they was advertising that shit everywhere. Like, we eating, they advertising that shit, they loud as hell in the lobby. We like, oh shit, you know, we might as well go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's our last night. I don't want to get too fucked up. I want to be slight, because I hate being hungover in the fucking airport. Number one, like, I hate that shit. Like, I get agitated, irritated, and I'm like, bitch, put me on a plane, I'm ready to go. But motherfucking, so we sitting there eating, and we both are trying to decide, like, do we want to go to this pool party? So like, we like, just fuck it, let's just go. Let's go. Fuck it. Let's go. So we basically decided to go to the pool party. So we went upstairs and to go get dressed, like showered, all that good shit, to go get dressed for the pool party, which is fine and dandy. So I remember taking a snap, like, oh, it's our last day, let's take a little cute little picture, because like we had like a full body mirror in our room. So I was like, oh, like let's take a picture before we go. We take a picture in the room before we left. So how our hotel was set up, like, we were like at the higher end of the RIU resort, and it was one next door, which was where the pool party was. It was at the Caribe. Keep that in mind. It was at the Caribe. It's next door to the resort that we were staying in, which is the Peninsula. Cool. So like I said, we stayed at the Peninsula, and the pool party was at the Caribe. So we had to go next door. So basically we had to walk through the lobby, go over a bridge, and we're at the Caribe resort. We go through like this gate, and we at the back of the pool, like we at the pool party. So we get there and like the music was playing, like it was a lot of people there and shit. But like the bar when we first got there, because my friend Chris was like, oh well, like let's get a drink, woo woo woo, let's mingle, blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like when we first got in there, we realized like, damn, this bar overly fucking busting. First of all, if you ever stayed at all-inclusive resort, you know, if you know, you know. That line was long as fuck, okay? It's a pool party. That was the only bar right in that spot. So it was hella people right there. So we was like, fuck it, we gonna walk to the back. We walk to the back way and we see that it is a pool exclusive for our resort. It is a pool that's strictly exclusive for Peninsula fucking people. Cool, bitch, this is very much the vibe. Like, okay, we got our own little pool type shit. Okay, so we like, okay, we finna get up in here. There's nobody really fucking back here, and there's nobody at the fucking bar back here. So we like, okay, that's fine. Like, we're just gonna put our shit up and get in this pool. Okay. Now keep in mind, like we putting our stuff up, like they had like these little cubby things that you could put your shit up because it was a walk-up bar. Like it was a walk-up bar in the pool type shit. So like I had to take my sandals off. I had like a cover up on, which I will wind up inserting pictures type shit. But I had like a cover up on, etc. So like, and my friend had a fanny pack. I put my phone, she put her phone, and our room key in the fanny pack. We're together. Why the fuck do we need more than one room key? We're staying in the fucking same room. So we only was bringing out one room key. So we put all our shit in her fanny pack. Keep that in mind. We put all our shit in her fanny pack with our shoes in a cubby. Cool? Cool. Okay, so we get in the pool, and now it's people starting to get in the pool type shit. Like now it's people starting to come back there and get in the pool. So, like I said earlier, we was by the pool at our resort, which was the Peninsula. I gotta keep saying that so y'all can keep up. Which was the Peninsula, and like it was a lot of, like I said, we was outside mingling with a lot of motherfuckers. Now, like I said, it was a lot of black people, and then it was specifically this one gay Mexican man. This one gay Mexican man who was sitting there talking, but he was talking to all the black people. It was a bunch of black girls. It was a bunch of gay black men. It was like we was all outside chilling. Like it's not, you know what I'm saying? He just came up to us and was just like talking, and we all was just in there just chit chatting. So he wound up coming to that pool area. So he was like, oh my God, I remember you from earlier, blase, blase. So we all back there talking and shit. And motherfucking, we wound up ordering a shot. Now, me and Crystal, we the type of person that we could take shots. Like I said, we are drinkers. We are drinkers. So we ordered a shot. I ordered a shot of tequila. In our resort, I was drinking motherfucking Patron Reposado the whole entire time. I've been ordering the same shit all motherfucking time, the whole time I've been there. I've been here for fucking 5 days. I was ordering the same exact shit. So I'm like, oh, let me get a shot. Let me get 2 shots of Patron Reposado. Oh no, we don't have that. Okay, what kind of Reposado you got? So he looking around and he looking at the bottles and shit. But in the meantime, like I'm still talking. Like I'm not even thinking nothing of it. We all just still sitting there talking type shit. Me, him, me, Crystal, the gay Mexican man, and then the Mexican man boyfriend was there at this point. So we all just sitting there chit chatting. Like we all just talking. The dude handed us the motherfucking drink. You know, like you're not thinking anything of it. You cheers, take a shot. Me and Crystal immediately look at each other after we take a shot. This shit don't taste right. That's the fucking first thing that came out of our mouths. This shit don't taste right. This shit, this shit don't taste right. So, after that, everything is a blank. After we take that shot, everything is a motherfucking blank. We wake up in the room. I wake up with a gash on my leg this motherfucking big. This motherfucking big on my leg. So I wake up delusional, freaking the fuck out. The room looks like a murder scene, okay? A fucking murder scene. I will insert pictures and videos because it looked like a goddamn murder scene. I'm in my bed and Crystal is on the floor in between the both of our beds. I wake up, she wake up. It's like we both woke up at the same goddamn time. I'm freaking the fuck out, okay? Like freaking out, passing out, fucking waking up, passing out, waking up, passing out, screaming at the top of my motherfucking lungs, freaking the fuck out. So, and on top of that, I'm bleeding the fuck out. So Crystal is freaking the fuck out. So she like, bitch, you need help. Because at this point, I'm fighting her. Whatever the fuck they put in that drink, I'm fighting her at this point. So motherfucking, I'm like, bitch, help me. Like, help me, help myself. Like, what the fuck is, like, what the, I'm so confused. I don't know what the fuck is going on. So we get, like, Crystal, like, we finally get a little bit coherent to, like, to the point where we can, like, understand what the fuck is going on. Motherfucking, I'm like, she like, bitch, I'm gonna call for help. Pick up the phone. Somebody cut the fucking phone line, bitch. So I'm literally up in that room flipping my shit. And we find out the phone line is cut. So she like, bitch, I gotta go downstairs so they can get help. Like, you're bleeding out. So I'm like, bitch, like, don't leave me. Like, don't leave me. Like, I felt like I was gonna die at that point. Like, I'm like begging her, like, don't leave me. She like, bitch, you're gonna die if I don't go get help. So she go down to the front desk and like let them know, like, I need help. I need assistance. So they basically come up. I guess they called for an ambulance. They come up and they come in and they're just recording the room. That's it. They're just recording the room because, like I said, the room looks like a fucking murder scene. They're just recording the room. They don't give a fuck about me. They don't give a fuck about me sitting here bleeding out, fucking dying. I'm still bleeding the fuck out as they're just recording the room. So the ambulance come. I'm still passing in and the fuck out. The ambulance come. I leave with the ambulance. Imagine going to a motherfucking hospital in Mexico. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother shit show. So I get there, and like I said, I'm passing in and out. I get there, and they like, oh, well, it's going to cost us, we need $1,000 just to sew your leg up. I told they ass, I ain't got it. The fuck? I don't have it. Let me die. Fuck. So, and then my friend like, oh, well, she got insurance. She got insurance type shit. So they like, oh, well, where's the insurance at? So basically they like, okay, so what's your insurance in? Who the fuck remembers their insurance off the top of their head? No one. So she like, oh, well, I'm pretty sure it's in her phone. Like, she's responsible. It's in her phone. So they like, okay, well, where her phone at? We don't have our phones. This is when Crystal realized that we don't have our phone. So the ambulance wound up taking her back to our hotel room. Our hotel. She gets to that motherfucking room and tears it up. Our shit is not in there. So then that's when she realized, damn, where the fuck is our shit at? She runs downstairs, runs back to the hotel next door, the Caribe, which is where the pool party was. Couldn't get in that bitch. She runs to our front, run to our front desk, and they like, she asking them like, how the fuck do I get in there? Because our phones is over there. We were at that goddamn pool party, and I can't get in through that goddamn gate that we went through to begin with, type shit. So motherfucking, they like, the gate is closed. That means you gotta go your ass around. She looked at them like, what the fuck you mean I gotta go around? She had to walk all the fucking way around to get to their hotel. To the front of their hotel. She get in there, and it's a motherfucker walking with her fanny pack on. Behind the front desk. The fanny pack that has my phone, her phone, our fucking room key, and our shoes is behind the motherfucking hotel desk. What the fuck? What the So, after she motherfucking see that this motherfucker got her shit on, she confront the motherfucker. Like, that's my fucking fanny pack. And he like, what are you talking about? It's mine. She like, no the fuck it's not. That's mine. He like, what? What are you talking about? Like, she's... the point of business was, bitch, I'm ready to fuck about this country. She motherfucking reached behind that bitch and snatched that motherfucker up off his ass. Opens it up, and her passport is in it. Look, bitch, this is me. Them my motherfucking shoes, too. Give them here. This bitch is barefoot running around Mexico. Didn't have no motherfucking shoes on because her shoes was at the goddamn hotel. Neither one of us had shoes on. I left that goddamn hospital with no motherfucking shoes on. They took me to the hospital and I ain't had no goddamn shoes on. Anyway, motherfucking... So she finally get her shit. She ain't even arguing with their ass no more because she like, bitch, I gotta get back to my friend. She is in this motherfucking hospital. So she ran back to our hotel and get back in the motherfucking ambulance, and they bring her back to the motherfucking hospital. So by the time she get back to the motherfucking hospital, they done already sold my motherfucking ass up. I'm already sold up, and because I was bleeding out so much, I lost so much motherfucking blood. Like, if they didn't sew me up, I legit would have died in Mexico. I don't know what else to say about that, but So they wound up sewing me up. By the time she got back there, my leg was already sewed up. So she come in and I'm a little coherent now because now I'm on like fluids and shit like that. So like we sitting there talking and she like, girl, so she telling me all the shit that she just fucking went through. So I'm just like, girl, this is some fucking bullshit. Like this is some crazy ass bullshit. So they finally come in. I fill out this paper for them to bill my insurance. Good luck. But motherfucking I fill out this shit for them to bill my insurance. So they come back in. Now they know I got insurance. So now they, oh, well, we have to keep you. We have to keep you here or you're gonna die. And me and her looking like, I leave in a few hours. I'm leaving this bitch. I'm leaving this motherfucking country. So he was like, oh no, you can't get on a plane. You can't get on a plane like that. They're not gonna let you on a plane like that. Your blood pressure is gonna bottom out. And it is nothing but God. Because as soon as he said that blood pressure cuff went off and my blood pressure was normal. She said, actually, I have high blood pressure and mine's is motherfucking usually high. That actually is a little bit high. It's a little bit elevated. We can go. That motherfucking doctor looked at her like, bitch, I am sick of you. Sick of you. So we wound up leaving. So it's like after like they gave us hell for me to leave and shit, they like, oh, well, we can let y'all go or whatever. So we wound up going back to the room. We get in there and that's when I realized and look at that room and see how fucked up it is. And it was blood everywhere. Everywhere you can imagine. My blood was everywhere. It was in her suitcase, all on the floor. It looked like somebody dragged my ass all up and through that motherfucker. But anywho, so we were leaving that day. So like we just went and laid down for a few hours. Well, she technically laid on the balcony because it was blood everywhere in that fucking room. This is my blood. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna look, bitch. I'm in pain. I am raw dogging 32 stitches. I am in pain. I laid the fuck in the bed. She had like got 2 chairs on the balcony and laid and just laid like that. We probably slept for like an hour and a half, maybe even 2. We get up and getting ready to leave. I can barely fucking move. She is like I'm a half-ass packer. Like when I know I'm finna get ready to go, like I start half-ass packing. So like the majority of my stuff was already packed. She like trying to toss all her shit in a suitcase, what she can and what didn't have my blood on it. She like trying to toss shit in a suitcase, like because now we're just trying to get the fuck up and get out. And like I said, I can barely fucking move. So we get downstairs and Crystal like going back and forth with the dude at the front desk. And then she come up to me and I'm like, what's the problem? And she like, they motherfucking talking about we gotta pay this, we gotta pay that. I'm like, girl, here, take my card, blah, 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 blah. Like, girl, I dispute your charges later, bitch. I'm ready to get the fuck up out of here. So I wound up paying and shit and we left. And then we get to the airport. That's a whole nother motherfucking problem. But anyway, that fucking flight was the longest flight of my motherfucking life. It was 4 hours and maybe like 20 minutes. I thought I was going to die. That whole 4 hours of my life. They didn't give me no pain meds. So I'm raw dog in pain. I sit next to this lady and her son on the plane. At first I was on the outside because at first I had an exit row seat. But when you being wheeled in the airport, they don't let your ass to the exit row. I couldn't assist nobody with a fuck thing anyway. So when they made me move my seat, I was cool with it. Like, whatever, I don't care. But motherfucking, I said it was me on the outside. And my bad leg is my right leg. So that's facing towards the lady. It was the lady who's sitting in the middle. And her son had the window seat. And towards the end of the flight, like the last hour, this little boy is getting nancy as fuck. And wants to sit in the fucking middle. If you kick my leg, little boy, I'm going to kick you and your mama ass all over this fucking plane. Like, that's all I was thinking. Like, Lord Jesus, please don't let this little boy hit my fucking leg and knock these stitches out. But I finally had got to Chicago after a long ass flight. Me and Crystal did not fly together. Crystal stays in Las Vegas and I stay in Chicago. So we went our separate ways in the fucking airport. And her flight left before mine did. She had like a layover or some shit. But motherfucker, I had a direct flight. Thank the Lord, because I don't think I would have made it if I had like a layover or some shit. But soon as I landed in O'Hare, I told my ride to take me directly to the emergency room. I get in the emergency room here and I'm telling them what happened to me, and every doctor is so astonished. Every nurse, like doctors is not even my doctor, is coming in this room asking me like, I can't believe this happened to you. Oh my God, what's wrong? Like what, how did you get back? I flew commercial. Like they asking me, did you get medevac back here? No, babe, I flew commercial. Are you cool? Like, I flew commercial. You don't have any pain meds? You haven't took any pain meds? No. The only thing they gave me was some fluids because I lost so much blood. So, to make a long story short, I wound up being in the hospital from when the time I got back here all the way until, I think it was Halloween. So, I was in the hospital for like 10, 11 days. I lost so much blood. I had to have multiple blood transfusions. I had to have iron transfusions. So after all that, like, I had got out the hospital and was going back and forth. Like, everybody was telling me, like, oh, you need to get a lawyer, you need to do this. You know how hard it is to get a lawyer to sue some motherfuckers that's in Mexico? Do you know how hard? So I was trying to get lawyers. Everybody was turning me down. So I had wound up reaching out to the resort because they have like a RIU complaint line, like a complaint email, which is totally bullshit. So I had sent them an email forever, like when I was in the hospital physically, and like telling them what happened. And they basically was just like, oh, well, you and your friend were drunk and y'all had to be wheeled back to y'all room. Number one, excuse me. Like, number two, be fucking for real. How the fuck y'all know what room we was in if we was so inebriated we had to be wheelchair back to our room? How did we get in the room when our key was in the other hotel? Our keys, our phone, our shoes, etc. Like, it's just not adding up. And then, like, the hotel is still not taking accountability. They just like, oh, it's not our fault, and we don't take accountability for this. Like, this is basically y'all fault. We sorry this happened to you though. So sorry. So then I started doing reviews on their ass, like, because I felt helpless, and like that's all I could do. Like, I didn't feel comfortable coming on social media talking about it. Like, I put it on Facebook, but like I didn't really feel comfortable like talking about it because like that it's fucking traumatic as hell. Like, it's traumatic, and then for them to just brush off what the fuck I'm saying, like, that shit was pissing me off. So it was just like I felt helpless. So I'm making hella reviews, and it so happens a lady had reached out to me, like multiple people had reached out to me saying that this happened to them before, but in other resorts. But it was one specific lady that reached out to me on Yelp. So when the lady reached out to me on Yelp, like, she was like basically saying like this happened to me, but instead of them cutting her leg, they cut her face. Like, she went out and basically she was like, I'm really not no drinker. I had one drink and all of a sudden like I'm waking up in my room and I'm cut and shit. And they was trying to, the hospital she went to was trying to overcharge her, so she wanted to go into like a Red Cross situation and all that type of stuff. But it's like, if this happened to her like like a few months after it happened to me, like mine's happened in October, and when she reached out to me, I think hers was like December. I want to say in December. But this shit is just happening to people, and she's trying to get legal involved, and she not even having no movement on that shit either. So I'm basically saying this to say that these people, like, we go to Mexico to have a good time. We spend hundreds. I spent a lot of fucking money. We go there to have a good time, and for these places and hotels and shit not to be accountable for the shit that happens to their guests while they're guests, and for them to basically say, oh, well, you was a drunk bitch, this is why it happened to you. I wasn't no drunk bitch. I had one fucking drink that night at that motherfucking pool, and for me to be binge drinking the whole time I'm there, and for me to have one fucking drink while I'm at the pool, I wasn't even there. I had to be there no more than 20 minutes. And then this happened. So that's crazy work. And then y'all not even taking accountability. Like, y'all don't even give a fuck. Y'all don't give a fuck. And I have proof that this motherfucking resort don't give a fuck. And this is why I never wanted to come forward, because it's like, y'all don't give a fuck what the fuck happened to me. Like, I am traumatized by this shit. I will never step a motherfucking pinky toe in Mexico. Y'all can have it. Like, that's like, people go there and say they have a good time, but it's people like me who went there and it's hell. I went through hell. I lived through hell. Literally.
Okay, TikTok, I need your help. Thursday, June 19th, we flew Frontier from Cleveland Airport to Cancun. It was a 6 a.m. flight 207. It was a packed flight. When we got to Cancun and we arrived at our resort, we opened our bags, and my suitcase and my daughter's suitcase were both rifled through. Our clothes actually were soaked, because when we got off of the plane, it started to pour. So I know that a baggage handler went through our bags. Nothing was taken from my bag that I can see, but my daughter had put a wristlet and some jewelry in her bag, and we didn't know it. Her wristlet was emptied. All that was left was her debit card, and a gold ring that she had got for her birthday was also stolen. So I'm just trying to see if anyone out there was on this flight and the same thing had happened to you. My son and my husband's bags were not touched. So I think it was just a random pick of suitcases that were coming off of the plane. And I want to know if it happened to anyone else. Thanks, bye.
So it has been brought to my attention that a lot of people have been having terrible experiences staying at the Rio. So I'm going to share my experience. And just so you guys believe me, this is a complaint that I actually sent to the Rio when I went back in 2022. I have never sent a complaint in my entire life when I visit places or barely ever even leave reviews. So if I'm leaving you a review, something wasn't right. So me and my girlfriend get to the Rio at I think 12 o'clock. This is the one in Cabo. First red flag, which it wasn't the end of the world. I didn't really care because I know how things operate. But the first big red flag was when we pulled up there, they were like, yeah, we're probably going to get you into your room early. They should have never told us that. They were like, yeah, instead of checking at 3, we're going to probably check you in at 2. So we're like, great, let's do it. Boy, oh boy, they should have never said that because that did not happen. What ended up happening was 3 o'clock rolls around as we're just waiting around in the lobby thinking we were going to get in at 2. And our check-in was at 3. They still didn't let us into our room. So I went to the front desk and I was like, hey, what's going on? You guys said you could possibly get us in early, but you're not, whatever, it is what it is. But it is now 3 o'clock. We should be checked into our room. They're like, oh, something happened. Don't worry, you'll be in your room shortly. So it is now 3:30, I believe. Let me check my notes. It was either 3:30 or 3:45. We finally get to our room. And you want to know what happens when we get to our room? Our keys don't work. My key doesn't work. My girlfriend's key doesn't work. It is now 3:45 and we're still not in our room. Again, things happen. I called the front desk. They had to bring a whole new locksmith in. They had to remove the whole thing, do the whole shebang. We finally get into our room at 4:30. So at this point, it's an hour and a half later than to when we should have been in our room. Again, I'm in Cabo. Nothing's ruining my vibes. I'm like, babe, straight to the bar. This is when I still used to drink. I don't drink anymore, but I was like, babe, hitting the bar. Let's have a time. Now nighttime comes. They say they have 24-hour room service. I called room service at 10 o'clock at night, right? They said the food will be brought to my room within probably 30 to 45 minutes. And you know what happens? 11 o'clock rolls around, 11:30 rolls around. At this point, my girlfriend's like, babe, you got to give them a call. What's going on? I called them back. They said they see no order was placed. So I had to replace a whole nother order. So I'm like, bro, what is going on? So again, I'm like, babe, we're on vacation. Let's have a good time. I'm just going to place another order. They told me another 35 to 45 minutes, right? At this point, it's 12:30 at night. Enough is enough. I had enough. I went straight down to the lobby. And I was like, yo, bro, to the host. I was like, bro, what is going on right now? This is the second time I called in for room service. You guys said you have 24-hour room service, and me and my girlfriend are still waiting for our food. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. He gives me a whole big spiel. And I'm like, this is just wrong. You guys shouldn't say you have 24-hour room service if it's not like that. But he was like, no, but it is. Your food will be there soon, I promise. We finally ended up getting our food at 1 or 2 in the morning. And at that point, we were just going to bed. So terrible first day at Cabo. Well, not in Cabo, at the Rio. The second day in a row, the same exact thing happened. Second day in a row. So I finally asked to speak to a manager. I speak to a manager, and he assures me my trip is going to be a lot more smoother moving forward. He sends a couple wine bottles to my room, whatever. Again, I was a big drinker at that time, so I'm like, we're lit. Babe, we're cool. It is what it is. They're holding it down for us now. The GM even goes, so it was my birthday and my girlfriend's birthday. We share the same birthday week. So we told the GM why we were in Cabo. So we were like, yeah, my girlfriend loves Japanese food, so we want to hit the Japanese spot on the resort, and we also want to hit the steakhouse spot on the resort because steak is my favorite. So he's like, all right, don't worry. I'm going to make a reservation for you guys for both those spots. And I literally asked him this. I put this in the email too. I literally asked him, I go, brother, we're in a resort. We still got to make a reservation. He goes, yeah, don't worry. I'm going to take care of it. Cause I'm thinking you could just walk into these places, but he's like, don't worry. Tonight, come to the Japanese restaurant at 6:30. I'm going to be outside waiting for you. All right. Just so we make sure you get in, and I'm going to do the same thing for you when you guys go to the steakhouse. So I'm like, all right, cool. Me and my girlfriend get to the Japanese spot by 6:20. We're taking some photos outside. We love our photo ops. We get to the front and the host is like, oh, table for 2. I'm like, yeah, but we're waiting for the GM. He said he was going to be here and seat us at the best table and whatever. And the lady's like, no, there's no such thing. We don't do reservations. That's not a thing. So I'm like, me and my girlfriend are looking at each other like, what? Like, we're like, okay, that's weird. He said that, but okay, just seat us, I guess. The food wasn't it. I don't know. I'm not a big like Japanese food guy, so like, I don't know. The food wasn't good to me. It looked like certain things were moving. I have videos of that too, but I don't know. Wasn't feeling it. Whatever. So now let's fast forward to the next night. We're going to the steakhouse for my birthday. I cannot wait. Me and my girlfriend were running a little late, but I was like, babe, don't worry about it. Like, we saw what happened at the Japanese restaurant yesterday. The GM, one, lied to us. He wasn't waiting by the restaurant for us to seat us. And two, they said there's no such thing as Rezzies. So we get to the steakhouse at like 5 minutes later than we were supposed to. But again, I wasn't fixed on that. So tell me how the host will not let me and my girlfriend in. He said they're jam-packed. And I'm like, yo, listen, like the GM told us to come here and he had a table for us and whatever. And the host is like, nah, like that never happened. Like the GM never came over here and never said any of that. So me and my girlfriend were like, what is going on right now? And man, mind you, again, at this time, I was a drinker. So I'm fuming. I'm like, I'm going straight to the GM's office. I went to his office and he lied about the whole thing. This dude goes, yeah, I was waiting for you guys. Yesterday at the Japanese restaurant, I didn't see you guys, which was a lie because we were there like 10 to 15 minutes early. And then he was like, I was waiting for you guys at the steakhouse and you guys never showed up. Man, mind you, we were 5 minutes late. And he was like, so I ended up leaving. So I'm like, bro, why are you lying? At this point, we're going at it. We're going back and forth. At this point, my girl was like, babe, it's not even worth it. Like, we're in Mexico. Like, let's chill out. Like, let's just enjoy the rest of our trip, you know? Also, bathroom light in our room did not work. No one cared to fix it, by the way. We also, me being me, I made so many friends that trip that I still have on social media to this day. There's one couple that I felt terrible for. They were from Texas. Great Texas couple. And the wife ended up losing her phone. Well, really, her phone got stolen. And I'm not gonna lie, this lady had some big cojones. Like, I will not lie. Like, she went straight up to her husband and was like, yo, you're tracking my phone right now. This lady ended up taking an Uber with her husband to where her phone was at and knocking on the door in the middle of Mexico, going to that person saying, do you have my cell phone? And the person was like, what are you talking about? And the wife was like, do you have my cell phone? Like, I tracked my cell phone and it says it's here. And these people are like, nah, we do not have your cell phone. Long story short, thank God they were okay. They ended up coming back to the resort. But man, they were mad. Like, their trip was ruined. Another couple's trip was ruined for something similar, losing money. They lost like $300-400 that they also said was stolen. And also, my girlfriend lost a couple $100. I guess we could just say it got lost. I don't know. But the Rio, I just shared even a little tiny bit about the Rio here. Like, I could probably go on more and more. And the only reason I stood at the Rio was because my sister went to Costa Rica a few years prior to that. And she said she stood at the Rio and she loved it in Costa Rica. So I don't know if Costa Rica has like the main Rio spot that's lit. But I'm telling you right now, the Rio in Cabo, it wasn't it. I had a terrible experience. And honestly, like, it ruined my experience so bad. I was like, yo, I don't think I would ever probably go back to Cabo again. Also, me showing you guys that complaint, just so you guys are aware, there was nothing done about it. Like, there was no like type of even reimbursement of even a couple $100. Nothing was done. They do not care over there. So if you're gonna go to Rio, Cabo, just be prepared for whatever comes your way. Good luck, all right, and enjoy. I know vacation's right around the corner, so try to make light out of it, right?
This is why you should never travel in Mexico alone. As always, we gotta set the backseat. So on one of my vacations that I took to Mexico, I was out and about with one of my friends. We decided to catch an Uber home. It wasn't even that late at night. It was probably like maybe like 9:30, 10 o'clock on a Saturday. As we're driving, we noticed a cop car pull up right next to us. He looked right in the backseat and could tell that we were not from the area. He went in front of us and another cop car pulled behind us, and they did like this S pattern to pull us off. They pulled us off to like not even the main highway, to like this side road that was off in the cut in like a dark alley where nobody could see. Instantly, I thought to myself, this is it. I've heard stories about the Mexican cartel, the Mexican police. And so immediately I decided to pull out my phone and I start recording this video.
Hola, buenas noches. ¿Algún problema? Alberto, ¿todo bien? Excelente. Así es, señor. Claro. Mira, vienen, ellos son americanos. Ellos son así es. Esa es la aplicación UMD y somos conductores. Por eso le digo, los señores son americanos. ¿Me prestan su identificación los caballeros? ¿Por qué motivo, caballero? No tienes por qué pedirle identificación a ellos. Sí, pero ellos son... No, déjame hablar. Ellos son americanos, van a su destino, es el hotel. El problema en caso sería conmigo. ¿Ellos qué problema tienen?
Todos, porque aquí nos han robado un montón a los Uber. No digo que sean ellos y todo eso. Está haciendo ¿por qué? Porque quedamos un acuerdo con los Uber que se iban a apoyar para hacer este tipo de revisiones. ¿Para qué? Para evitar que...
Mira, yo te pido la atención, te muestro mi identificación. You have identification?
¿Eres tu chofer o eres Uber? ¿Cómo se maneja?
Es por plataforma, mi amigo. Así es.
Mira, de volada se enseña una identificación, un passport y ya. Más para tu seguridad, más que nada. Porque te digo, de hecho, no sé si tú sabes, todos los Uber tienen su grupito. Y aquí nos han pegado un montón aquí todas las veces.
Fíjate que... Okay.
Ya ves que los jefes...
Show the passport, just show, don't keep it. That's okay, that's okay. Just show him.
Hold on.
Don't worry, it's okay.
Apoyo a los
I
don't have one, no.
Sí, él no trae.
I don't have one.
¿Extranjero?
Sí.
¿Eres extranjero?
What does he say?
Sí, son de Estados Unidos.
I have a picture.
United States. Don't worry, they
No ID?
No.
In el hotel.
It's in my hotel. They're saying, one second, they're doing a search. I think they're trying to find it.
They want money.
Yeah, I know. That's what I could hear.
As you can see in the video, the guy, he's talking about, wanting to see our passports, our Uber drivers being super cool, like you don't need to see their passports, they're Americans, etc., etc. But I could tell that they are easily trying to extort us because they're asking a lot of weird questions to the Uber driver, and we have nothing to do with this at this point. Because in most countries, this would never fly. You don't just get to pull people over for no reason and search the passengers when we're not even the ones driving, and it's a clear Uber. They made the Uber driver get out of the car, open up his back. They made the Uber driver get out of the car and open up the trunk so they can search and see if there's any valuables in there. And I've heard these stories about how the Mexican police rob people all the time. So I'm assuming they were probably looking for any valuables or anything that they could hold against him to say, pay us money or, we're going to cause trouble. Eventually they came to my window. They asked if I had an ID. I clearly lied, pretended I had no idea what he was talking about because I didn't want them to steal my passport, my ID and go sell it. And, there's that whole thing that they do down here in Mexico where, they're just trying to get a profit. So, after we convinced them to go away, I saved the video to my camera roll, made it back to the hotel. I told them if they wanted my ID, they could follow me back to the hotel and I will gladly take them upstairs in the company of public. I would gladly take them upstairs in public and show them my ID. They didn't really like that very much, but, they didn't really have much to go on. So, luckily I got away with this one. I wasn't robbed. I've been robbed many times by the Mexican police, but, the Mexican government, if you guys are watching this, please do something about your local law enforcement because this is just not it. This is not it at all.
This shit is not looking the same on camera. Okay, well, anyways, so I just want to talk about what happened yesterday because I was crying all day yesterday because yesterday was shitty. But I'm gonna just make it short. So nobody did anything bad to me or nothing like that, to my body or nothing like that. But I had booked tours for the time being here. I was supposed to meet at this hotel, which I did. Somebody got out, the people who pick you up, they called my name. I gave them my ticket. We drove down a little bit. I was like, wait, my hat. I offered his fucking hat. I was like, wait, my hat. I had left it on the stairs. He stopped the van. I got out and then ran. Thank God I had my phone, but I left my bag on the van because I'm thinking he's gonna wait, right? So I ran, got my hat. When I got my hat, when I went and got my hat, somebody was there in a white van, Kalisha, are you Kalisha? They thinking I'm running because I'm late, but I'm running to get my hat. And I'm like, yes, but somebody's already down there. They done already picked me up. You must got it wrong. And he's like, no, you're right here. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'll get in, just drive down there so we can get my bag. So when we drive down there, the van is gone. So my shit was basically gone. The dude who I was with, he couldn't turn around because he had to go get other people for the tour. I know they got to do a job, but I'm calling the hotel. They don't speak English. So my wallet, my ID, my cards, my bathing suit, my shoes that I was supposed to wear for my tour, my ATV tour, everything that I was gonna have at that tour was in there. My lip gloss, my deodorant, shit that I would need at that tour. So all my shit is gone still. Yeah, all my shit is still going today, but I did go make a police report because when I went to the hotel I had to do the tour, because if I didn't do the tour, they were going to drop me off wherever the fuck we were at. I didn't know where the fuck we were at when I got done off the phone trying to call people, trying to see if like maybe somebody brought my bag back. So I didn't remember what exactly the van looked like, so that is like not helping me. But like, they picked me up in front of a hotel and they have cameras on the outside, but they wouldn't show me. So I had to go make a police report. Let me tell you, these motherfucking Mexican people do not give a fuck, okay? So good thing that the person through my Airbnb, he lives here or whatever, he's helping me like push the issue or whatever. So hopefully I just get my bag back. He could have a little $85 cash. He can't get no money out my cards because I locked them. I don't give a fuck about the cash. He could just bring my bag back. I want my bathing suit and shit like that.
Currently, we're staying at Cabo, Rio Cabo, and we found evidence of roaches in our swim up. Look at this. And look at this. Evidence of bed bugs. All this money we paid.
You could look now. I'm not staying in here.
I'm not staying here. Look, we're gonna stay in the room with Rashida. All this.
The show in the reception?
Yeah.
The video?
Yeah.
And say?
Que tenemos que quedar aquí. No. Él no tiene más cuarto.
Even the mating is confirmed that it was bed bugs. So Rio, we want our money back. We want our money back. You expect us to stay here? Absolutely not. You expect us to stay here? All the money we spent so we could take bed bugs back to our home?
Hey friends, so right now I am currently in Cancun. And obviously over like the last like month or two, there's been a huge discourse about craziness at customs, and it like the lines going on for hours and hours and hours. And I just wanted to put in my 2 cents, being that I was just I just went through customs to get into Cancun Sunday afternoon, which was around, let's say, 12:45 in the afternoon. I got through customs in 3 minutes. Like, I got through so quickly, I didn't have time to take out my phone and film like how it looked. So basically, you know, deplaned, got off my flight, went downstairs, followed the signs. When I got to the big room that had all of the numbered lanes, the place like it's kind of DMV vibes, a lot of people were more so going to like dead center, which was maybe half full, and then like to the right, which was maybe like a quarter full, and then there was like a completely empty lane, and I was flagged to go there. Went right up to the lady at the booth. She asked me like 3 questions and stamped my book, and that was it. It was super quick. Obviously, I'm assuming it depends on like maybe time of day, maybe day of the week, whatever, but what I went through was not the craziness that has been all over the feed for the last couple of weeks. So just wanted to mention that. So yeah, mid-May wasn't so bad. Flew in on a Sunday. Also wanted to add one quick addendum. I got a notification from my flight that baggage claim could take up to 90 minutes. And I think I only waited about 20 minutes for my luggage. So keep that in mind too. I guess it really just depends on what's going on in the airport. But we didn't wait all that long for luggage to start coming out. So that too didn't take very long. Bye.
I went to Cancun in maybe like 2013 or 2014, and I stayed at the Crystal Hotel and Resort. I think it's still there. And like one night, it might have been like the second or third day of the trip, we went to Senor Frogs, which is definitely still there. Bro, I got so lit at that club. To this day, I feel like someone, spiked my drink. Granted, I had many, many drinks, but like I remember I was too drunk. Like, I still feel like they did something to my drink. I was literally the last person to leave the club. And like, I'm pretty sure the sun was about to come up. And so I was really drunk. So I was just being a hot mess. And my N-word that I was with was like trying to get me back to the hotel. But he was like super frustrated with me because I was a mess and I was all over the place. And so we ended up like getting into a fight right in front of our hotel, a physical fight. And so the cops apprehended us. I remember they put him in handcuffs. I wasn't in handcuffs. I guess he was winning the fight. And like, I just remember them kind of questioning us, but the hotel staff came out and like stood up for us because they loved us as guests. And we had made up some story to them that we were brothers and like our parents always came to this hotel and that's why we were there. So like they knew us and they recognized us. So like they came out and they helped us get out. But like the next morning, I didn't have my Michael Kors watch. My ID and all my cards were missing from my wallet, and I had no money in my wallet. I also had his cards in my wallet, and they were gone too. So, I don't know 100% for sure that the cops robbed me, but I'm pretty sure because they did, like, take my wallet and go through it when they apprehended us. Like, I 100% remember that. And so the next day, we have no money. My mother was mad at me at the time because I went on the trip in the first place without any money. Like, he paid for everything. So she told me that was dumb to be going somewhere with somebody without any money, especially out of the country. So she was over me. So I could not call her and get any sympathy or money. So I remember I called my grandma, rest her soul. And my grandmother literally Western Unioned me like $500. And we had to find a Western Union in Cancun, go to it and get the money. But literally after that, we had a great rest of our trip, okay? And I've been in love with Mexico ever since. But those cops did fucking rob me.
It's about 95 degrees right now. And one thing I can tell y'all is we too old for this shit. Maybe back in our 20s, but hell no, they out here drinking, smoking in the middle of the day. Lord have mercy. Y'all young folk, I love y'all, boy. Y'all, oh God damn, I don't know how I used to do it. Shit is hot out here. We need a lounge with an AC and some outdoor fans. Oh, Lord have mercy. Jesus. Help me, Lord. Help me.
We booked a trip to Cancun, Mexico. I stood in the Sandals all-inclusive adult resort. Anybody who's been to Cancun, you know that the resorts are very well off from where the strip is. So like when you get into a hotel, you gotta go up like a long path to get back to your hotel or whatever. So day one was amazing, chill day. Day two, it was my birthday, so we planned a pool party. So we're popping bottles, we're having fun, buying drinks for everyone. Everyone's having like a great time. I'm having the best time of my life. At some point, I blacked out and I don't remember anything at all. Like I don't even remember what's the last thing that I do remember. I don't remember anything at all. The only thing that I had was pictures. If you guys want me to like put some pictures in, I will. So you can literally see how drunk I was and literally how out of my body I was. Now, I only know my drink was spiked because the next day I had a really bad allergic reaction to whatever they might have gave me. I'm gonna get to that though.
So back to the pool party. I'm having a time, blah, blah, blah. I ended up blacking out. The next thing I remember was waking up in my hotel room, laid out, sprawled out on the bed in my bikini, completely disoriented, so confused. I had woke up at one point and I went back to sleep. I thought that it was only minutes that had passed by, but it was literally hours. I've been drunk multiple times, so I know for a fact that it was not just me being drunk. It was somebody did something to me. So fast forward to I wake up and the person that I with is no longer there with me. They're gone. Like, I'm super confused. I'm in another country. I'm scared. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I began to start looking for them. I start walking around the resort. I start asking the hotel staff, and one guy comes up to me and he says, you need to go to that office right now. So I'm like, okay. So it's like the main desk front office thing. So I get up there and I'm asking them, hey, like, where's this person? Da, 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 da. And they're saying, we're not giving you no information until you pay this bill. So it was like, I guess, the tab from the day party. The person that I was with had a lot of money. There was no need for them. They were like being really rude, like very like mean. I was like really confused. So whatever, I pay the tab. They go on to say that the person that I was with was arrested. They don't know where they're at. Whatever. I immediately start freaking out. I'm in another country. I'm all by myself. I'm extremely vulnerable. Like what? Whoa. And they basically told me that I need to go back to my room and wait for them to let me know anything. So I go back to the room, I start making a bunch of phone calls, and basically I let them know that I'm going to call the U.S. Embassy because I'm scared. I don't know where this person's at, and at this point I feel like our life is in danger. So then I finally get a call on the hotel phone, and it's the person, and they're saying, they sound completely scared, and they're saying, please hurry up and come get me. So by the time I make it up to the lobby, there's already a cab there waiting for me. I did not tell them anything to get a cab, nothing. They had a cab waiting for me in the front, told me to get in, and they drove me to some secluded, weird area where there was some makeshift police station. I don't even know what type of police station this was. I mean, it could be out the country, so it could look different, but it looks scary. Got in there. Basically, they told me that I needed to pay them $600 to US dollars to get him out of jail. So I'm like, where's his belongings? He has money. Like, we literally pulled out $10,000 out the bank. We have money, all his credit cards. They give me the wallet. There's not a single dollar left in the wallet. The credit cards are gone. The only thing that was in there was the ID. So whatever, I paid the thing. Now we get back to the hotel. At the hotel, they basically tell us that we're kicked off the hotel and that we cannot come back. Mind you, we're in an all-inclusive resort. We had an oceanfront room, $500 a night per person. We were there for 5 nights. We paid $5,000 for this room. We only got to stay there for 2 days before we were kicked out. They kicked us out at 3 o'clock in the morning on the Mexican streets where it's like a long strip of nothing, darkness, with masked men driving around with guns. So altogether, we got extorted out of like $15,000. They got us out our money, out of our room. We had to get another hotel room on top of that. And it was just all bad. Like I said, I can't completely blame them. I feel like it has a lot to do with us. We were American, we were flashy, we did not speak the language. We came with a lot of money. Like, there was just a lot of things that we could have done to be safer on our end. But that doesn't change the fact that people did that to us and that it really happened. And I never spoke about it because I was just genuinely scared. So yeah, I hope next time y'all go on vacation, just be more aware, be smarter, don't be like me. And that's my crazy Cancun story.
Hi guys, sorry I've been so quiet. I got robbed yesterday, which is really quite annoying because the first part of my trip is a guided tour and it was the staff that they're not admitting, but it was the staff. I got $700 stolen. I've never been robbed in any other country that I've been to. It's just really put a downer on Mexico and I now just can't wait to leave. I'm going to Belize tomorrow. Essentially the story is we went to Chichen Itza. Obviously there's a group of us. They said that we have to leave everything in the van. It's going to be locked, secure. The guide is going to stay with the van. Obviously we all done that, came back. Everyone noticed like some people's bags had been ripped open and some people's stuff's been moved around, but it was very like small bits because they obviously didn't want anyone to notice, and that's why it was clearly the staff, because no one just took
like everything. So like I had $700 stolen, and then some people had like 200, and it was like bits of money out of each thing. So yeah, I'm really annoyed about that, and I'm gonna post the rest of my Mexico content, but it's kind of ruined it a bit for me, to be honest. But that's why I haven't posted much. Oh yeah, and just the other hilarious thing that I forgot to add is you have to pay to report it to the police, like £100. You can't report a crime without having to pay.
So I get to Cancun Wednesday, and I check into where I'm staying because my friend didn't come in until Thursday. So the next day, Thursday, their flight didn't come in until about 5:30. So I left to meet them at the airport so we can go to our Airbnb together. So meet them. We're looking for a taxi at the airport. If y'all know anything about the taxis at Cancun airport, like, it's crazy. So we're looking for a taxi, and two people come up to me, a guy and a lady, and we went back and forth with them for a while. Then we settled on a price, and then we left. So they take us to this taxi driver, and we get in his. So as soon as we get into the cab driver, the guy that helped us find the cab jumps in the car. He's like, it's the end of my shift. Like, he's going to take me like 2 blocks away. So we're like, okay, cool. So the whole time he's talking to the cab driver, and we didn't think nothing of it. It was fine. So we get to the house, the Airbnb, and as you guys could see, like, it was big. So we wanted to like explore the Airbnb, and then right away put on our bathing suits and got in the pool. So we're in the pool. By this time it's like 8, 9 o'clock at night. We're in the pool, chilling. So I started getting these messages on my phone. And one was a fraud alert for my American Express card. So I'm like, that's weird. Like, my American Express is in my purse, my wallet. So I go to get my wallet, and y'all, couldn't find it. Couldn't find my wallet anywhere. So immediately I'm like, oh shoot, I left my wallet and the taxi card. So mind me say, what he tried to swipe that American Express was for, the first time was 10,000 pesos. The second time was 20,000 pesos. So then I started getting an alert from my debit card and my other credit card. So he's going through all my credit cards in my wallet. And swiping. So I'm like mortified. So I spent like the whole night, and mind me say, like, the airport is like 40 minutes away. And it's like $70 to like get there, $70 to come back. Like, it's expensive. So I'm trying to call to see if I can talk to someone from the cab driver side to see who this cab driver is, because like, he's going ham like with my cards. So wasn't able to get in contact with anyone. So my friend was like, well, just relax. We'll go to the embassy. Oh, mind me say, in my wallet was my passport, my house keys, my AirPods, all the money that I had, like everything. I had just taken out like 3,500 pesos. So like, everything was in my wallet. So he was like, just relax. We'll go to the embassy tomorrow, get you a new passport, and then go to the airport. So they were like, just relax. We'll get up early in the morning, go to the embassy, and see if we can like see what you need to do about flying back home, because I live in Guadalajara, right? So we get up Friday morning early, head to the embassy, get to the embassy. It's closed. It's closed because it's Mexican Independence Day. So they're like, well, there's nothing that we can do until Monday. So they're like, just come back Monday. So I'm like, okay. So now it's like, well, let's go. And this is Friday now. We're on day Friday. They're like, we're like, let's go to the airport. So we go to the airport. I get there and I'm like, where are the people that was working last night? Because I walked up to like the first guy that I saw out there doing taxes. He was like, oh, their shift doesn't start until 3, 4. And he was like, why? What happened? And I was like, my taxi driver stole my wallet. And he was like, so like, he immediately like take me inside to talk to the supervisor on shift. So I was talking to them, telling them what happened. And I showed them the charges, and then I told them, and this is what I discovered the previous night, like late. Remember I said I left my AirPods in my wallet? So yeah, so I have been able to track him like everywhere he was going, up until like where he slept. Like, I was able to track like his every move. So I'm talking to, by this time, all security has come over. The federales, the National Guard, like any type of like police in the airport came over to talk to me. So they were taking Cancun airport, they were taking it very serious, which I was very grateful for, because he had my passport. Okay, so this is my wallet. When I say wallet, like, clutch, whatever. Like, I'm not talking about the little thin wallet. Like, I'm talking about the little, like, Louis Vuitton hand thing that you wear around your wrist. Like, this is what I'm talking about. So the whole time that we're like riding in the car, like I had my blanket, this blanket, and I had my backpack, and I had my wallet on my lap. But at some point, from the airport to the Airbnb is like 40 minutes. So the wallet slid either like on the floor or on the side. And when we got to the Airbnb, it took us like 20 minutes because we were in a really big complex and we couldn't find the house. So it took us like 20 minutes to find the house. So by the time we get to the house, we were all so excited to the point like we gave the taxi driver a really big tip. And we just got out in a rush and it just happened. It fell on the floor and I didn't notice it. I've been to 32 countries and this has never happened before. So it was just a really careless mistake on my part. And my whole clutch wallet fell on the floor and I didn't notice it until the alert started going off on my phone. Of course, I said no. I blocked all of my cards immediately. He wasn't able to get anything off of my cards. The only money that he got was the 3,500 pesos in cash because I went to the ATM that morning to get out cash. So that was really the only thing that he got from my wallet. So yeah, it was just a harmless, like not harmless, but just a small little mistake that turned into a really, really big inconvenience. And it happens. So that's how he was able to get my wallet. And instead of like being a good person and just bringing it back 18 minutes later, he just started swiping my cards thinking that he can get money off of it. So yeah.
All right, so I went to Cancun on my birthday, right? I didn't know that when you go to another country, it's something called customs. When you land in another country, it's something called customs. And it's like, basically they ask you to put your bag up and they go through your bag before you leave the airport. I never went out the country before, so I never knew nothing about this. I didn't know nothing about this, so when it happened, bro. It just happened. You know what I'm saying? I had about 33 grams. I had about 33 grams on me, goddamn. A whole lot. I've had my bag, went to baggage claim. I went to the bathroom with my bag. I could have put the weed in my nuts before I went through customs and would have been okay. But had I not known about customs, I didn't do that.
I literally got pulled over by the cops in Tulum, Mexico, and I got out of it because I spoke Spanish. Let's get into it. I had rented a car in Tulum, Mexico, and I was driving from Chichen Itza back to just the beach so that I can watch the sunset. I get to literally 5 minutes away from my destination, and this policeman comes out in the middle of the street and just like signals me to like pull over. My heart started racing. I obviously started recording on my phone, and he was like, stop recording, like turn that off, made me delete the messages, knew about recently deleted, and had me delete everything. So no proof, but I got a story. He was accusing me of speeding and being on my phone and told me that I had to pick one of those fines because I was going to be charged for one of them, and that was just my fate. Now, when he brought those charges to my attention, he was saying it in broken English, thinking that I was just a normal gringa coming to Mexico, and I checked him. Respectfully, I said, yo hablo español, tú me puedes hablar en español, and we can have this conversation. Punto. He was shook, but he started speaking me in Spanish and got even more aggressive because, you know, in Mexican culture, machismo is still a thing. So he was feeling very like prideful. I don't even know if intimidated was the word, but I hit a nerve. I struck a nerve. When he asked me why I was speeding, I was like, yo solo estaba siguiendo a la persona que estaba enfrente de mí. Like I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was literally just following the person in front of me. And he was like, y también estabas en tu teléfono. And I was like, no, solo tenía mi dirección puesto para llegar a la playa donde iba a ver el atardecer. Like literally just explaining what I was going through. And somehow my brain was working overtime. But what happened next shook the hell out of me. Speaking in Spanish, he's being aggressive, he's being stern, and just like trying to make it clear that I was in the wrong when I know that I wasn't. Being from the United States, I was obviously triggered because of this whole situation with the police, so I was trying to keep my composure, but literally shaking. So at this point, he's asking me for my ID, and I'm trying to like push back because I know I didn't do anything wrong, and I also know that if you have my identification, that's like a very scary situation, especially in Mexico. So I'm pushing back, and then he puts his hand on his hip to grab his esposas, which are handcuffs, and I'm literally like, oh my god. The man insists that I give him my ID, and then it asks me why I'm in Mexico, and I proceed to tell him, estoy aquí de parte de los gobiernos de los Estados Unidos y México trabajando como una becaria de Fulbright y también estudiando en el ITAM. Gagged him. I basically told him that I'm here on behalf of the United States and Mexican government working as a Fulbright grantee, and I am taking MBA classes at an accredited university. And I don't know if it's because of my position or my ability to articulate what I'm saying in a very frightened situation, but he steps away with my ID for a little bit and then comes back. So he comes back to the car, hands me my ID, and I'm literally like, what the hell is about to happen? Like, at this point, anything could happen. I'm scared. He starts to ask me like rapid fire questions of ¿Cuánto tiempo voy a estar en México? ¿Cuándo es mi vuelo? Si tengo dirección en el país? Just like stuff to see. I don't know what he's even trying to gauge, but I'm stressed out and he's bugging. He eventually says, te voy a dejar ir. Like, those words are like ingrained in my head, because that was like a moment of relief, and I literally started crying. I was so proud of myself during this whole interaction for not crying, because the way that I was stressed, overwhelmed, and having to deal with this in another language was just so much for me, but I didn't start crying until the end. Honestly, just had to tell him, como de parte humano, esto fue una experiencia súper difícil para mí, porque en los Estados Unidos estamos enfrentando cosas así con la policía, cuales no siempre terminan así, and it's just like very triggering. And he tried to relate to that sentiment by saying that things like that happened to him because he's also a person of color, which I'm not discrediting, but the experience is just very different. All these tears are like bawling from my eyes. I am just feeling like we're having a human moment after this whole thing, and it's literally because we could communicate. We could communicate. It happens so much where police officers are able to take advantage of gringos and gringas because they don't speak the language. And in a moment like this where, yes, I was extremely frightened at the beginning of this, but my ability to communicate to him in his native language and also just like evoke that emotion through this experience, it like made the biggest difference. I remember driving away and like just bawling because what the hell. I say all that to say, sorry this one was longer, I tried to keep it in 3 parts. I say all that to say, learning a language is never a bad thing, especially if you frequent certain Spanish speaking countries or countries that speak the language that you're learning, because in a moment like this, I truly believe that it saved my life.
Okay, so I have been wanting to share my experience in Cabo San Lucas. I traveled recently this year, 2025, for Super Bowl weekend with a girlfriend of mine, and what started out as an amazing trip became very scary. It became life-threatening, and I still really don't know what to make of it. I still don't really understand everything that happened. And before you say anything, I want you guys to know I did not drink the water. I purchased a Life Water bottle, filtered bottle, on Amazon, and I drank bottled water, and I even poured my bottled water into my filtered bottle. When we went and we ate at our resort, I even poured the water inside of that bottle, just because I have always heard that you cannot drink the water in Mexico, and I just wanted to be on the safe side. So I didn't drink the water. And yes, I know that there is water in other sources. So I want to start off by saying this was a medical emergency that I experienced. However, I don't feel that it was anything to do with the like food poisoning or anything of that nature. I had a regular day. It all started out and we attended a Super Bowl party. The only thing that I had was, in terms of drinks, was I had 2 margaritas. The first one was very watered down. The second margarita I had asked, so I took a sip. I was like, ooh. And I had asked the waiter, I said, can I please get another margarita because this one's very watered down. And once I got the second margarita, it was still kind of watery. And mind you, the drinks were unlimited because it was a hotel party that was wasn't included, but we paid extra for our resort. And so I was fine. It didn't feel like anything intestinal. I know I had a little bit of indigestion that night. And I just attributed that to traveling and a little bit of like, you're eating Super Bowl food, so I didn't think anything of it. What happened to me was heart palpitations, and I had a severe headache. My heart felt like it was racing. It couldn't calm down. It wouldn't stop.
And with my first aid training that I've taken, because I work with students, I was really concerned. I was like, this feels like it could potentially be like life-threatening stroke or heart attack. I'm going to fast forward. I was not feeling good. I was still having these symptoms of headache. My chest was hurting. I felt not like myself. I felt almost like like my body was shutting down, and I have not had any health issues prior to this. So I cannot, I don't know if it was like what brought it on. I'm still confused about what brought this on. If it was the change in, like if there was some sort of change in altitude, what it was, still can't figure it out. So fast forward, my resort has a doctor. I get evaluated. They say based on my symptoms, my blood pressure and my blood oxygen levels that I need to go to the ER immediately. And so I go, the ER, they call the paramedics to come and get me. I'm given 3 tablets, which I now know to be aspirin. I could not understand. My Spanish is very mid. I can understand, but sometimes when I speak it, things might get lost in translation. While my girlfriend who I was with, she does speak it fluently. She was riding in the front of the ambulance, and the paramedics told me I could not understand for the life of me the translation in Spanish, what she was giving me. But I was just trusting her, like, okay, she gave me 3 tablets. And so I got to the ER, and I waited for a long time. And I may have to do a part 3 to this video because it's going to get a little bit long. I waited to be treated for a long time. Mind you, whatever she gave me, I thought was going to stop this feeling I was having, but it seemed to make it worse. I felt worse. And then I get to the ER, and I'm wondering what is taking so long. Like, are you guys going to, so they hooked me up to a monitor. They, they just started taking my blood oxygen. And so then all of a sudden they come in and they're asking me for money, the ambulance. They say, we need to be paid $1,000 for transporting you here. And I'm just like so shocked. And like at that point, my blood pressure's through the roof. If I was having a heart attack at that point, I felt like I was about to like literally have a heart attack. Like, you guys are asking me for money? And they're like, we can't leave until you give us $1,000. And I'm like, and the hospital staff they're looking at me like, we don't know what's going on. We don't know, they're like, they know nothing about this. Then one of the nurses who was, okay, part 3, because I told you guys this was going to be a long story. So one of the nurses that is taking my blood is like telling me, oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you. The next time, never take a Mexican ambulance. Always take the American Red Cross. And I'm thinking, really? Okay. I didn't know that. I'm just like this apparently stupid American who did not do her homework. That's how I felt at that moment. I'm like, so he was like, yeah, almost as if he was trying to allude that what they were asking was ridiculous and almost like it was a scam. And so my friend is going back and forth in Spanish, trying to negotiate the price with them as to what I could pay. And she's like, she doesn't have it. Like, what do you, she doesn't have $1,000 to pay for ambulance. And we had to then like get my insurance company on the phone for my medical insurance. And then after that, the hospital staff come in and ask me, well, in order for us to treat you, it's going to be $5,000. It was a little over $5,000, like $5,100 and some change. And I'm like, you guys want money too? Okay. So what is going on here? Like, they're like, yeah, we can't treat you at all until we have money up front. We need money for you to be treated. And I'm like, at this point, like really scared, and I'm crying because I'm like, am I going to die here and they're not going to treat me? I didn't know what was going on with me. I'm having a medical emergency and you guys are in my face. So I asked them to leave. I'm like, I need a minute. I need to try to figure this out. I need you guys to go. My blood pressure, meanwhile, is going up, and it's going up. And they gave me some medicine that I thought would make me feel better. I'm feeling worse. I'm feeling, what I was told is it was blood pressure medicine that they gave me, but it didn't make me feel good at all. I'm still feeling really bad. My blood pressure is still through the roof. And so once my insurance agrees to pay, they then are like, well, we still can't treat you. We have to wait for an authorization code. And they're like, my insurance is telling me this is how much they asked you for. We will not pay more than that. So they know that they should be able to treat you with the currency amount that we're giving them, US currency. They should be able to treat you. So insurance pays for everything. I get admitted and they do an EKG and blood work on me. The doctor comes in and he tells me that, oh, you're anemic. And I'm thinking, how? Like, I'm a leafy green vegetable eater. It just doesn't make sense to me. So he just said, have you ever been anemic? I was like, not since the birth of my daughter. And my daughter's almost an adult now, right? She's pretty much an adult now. So I'm like, okay. So anything else? I was more worried about the EKG. EKG's normal. But he then goes, you're going to be on this blood pressure medication for the rest of your life. And I'm just like, but there was no indication like as to why. And I'm clearly like not understanding why. And so I am ready to go at that point. And I'm just like, I want to go. I have to finish my IV. They then come back and say they need to take my blood again, which I don't understand why. But at that point, I'm compliant. I'm like, can I go after that? So they take my blood again. But there's nothing that comes of that. It's like, they don't say, okay, we got it again. We just double checked. Eventually, I am released. I go back to the resort and, we leave the following day, my girlfriend and I, and we have an afternoon flight. I get back to the States and I immediately go to my doctor. They gave me blood pressure medication from the hospital that I was at because they said that I need to take it until I get back, but it's causing my pressure to drop really low. My doctor says, get off of it. No, it's making your pressure. So she checks me, EKG, blood pressure check, iron levels. Everything is perfectly normal. She says, I don't know what happened to you in Mexico. I have no idea, but you're fine. It's a mystery. So it's just a mystery. So final thoughts. Have your travel insurance, have your major credit card, know where to go, read the reviews, just be informed. If you're like me, I was a late international traveler. I didn't do a lot of international travel in my younger days. One, because of fear. I think that there's always this fear. You hear things and you're like, oh, I'm not going to do that. And then also I was a mother. I was a young mother and I was raising my daughter. So I didn't go too far from home, even though I was blessed enough to do a few trips within the US. So my daughter's now an adult. And so I am traveling more. And I also want to say, do not let fear hold you back. That is the biggest lesson too. Regardless of what happened to me, I still really enjoyed Mexico. I must say the beaches were beautiful. And besides that medical emergency, I had an amazing time. So anybody watching this video, my goal is not to create fear, but my goal is to just educate people, and so that they can make informed choices for themselves, so that they can learn, so that they can be prepared. And again, I am not here to create hysteria. So if you want to know what hospital I was at, there it is. Zoom in. I'm not going to say the name of the hospital here. I stayed at a Marriott brand hotel. We actually really enjoyed the hotel stay while we were there. It was clean, it was beautiful, and I had a very positive experience with the staff there. And the resort itself was clean. We loved the resort. I mean, we can't say anything negative. All I can say is I had a medical emergency and it's just a mystery. So if anybody's ever experienced anything like it, you can comment below, tell me what your thoughts are after looking at all of the videos. If you've come to some conclusion or not, if you've come to the conclusion that this American girl, she didn't know what she was in for, hey, lesson learned. That's all I can say. All right, I'm out, and I'm just glad I was able to share the story, and hopefully this won't ever be anyone else's experience. That's I don't have any drugs, so I can give you what I have. I don't have
That's crazy. They're trying to hustle us. We ain't got no drugs in the car, and they're trying to make us pay $1,500. I'm not. What you say? What you say?
Sorry. No.
What happened?
No, see.
What you say?
People have been asking us on our previous video, and we're gonna tell you guys. So one is, at the all-inclusive resorts, the alcohol is very, very watered down.
Yes, like
I literally had to leave the resort to go get me a bottle so I could get a buzz.
You literally not gonna get drunk. Like, you gonna be drinking and drinking and drinking, and just gonna be running to the bathroom
and drinking
mad.
And drinking. Like, it's honestly pointless to drink their alcohol because you ain't gonna feel nothing.
Reason number 2, everybody like hounds you for a tip, and it kind of make you uncomfortable because we the type, we're gonna tip you anyway,
right?
But they like hound you, like every time you look around, somebody begging, like, oh, they be like, tips is how I make my living, or yeah, I want to bring your bags up, but this is how I make my living, so just look out for me. Or we was at the ATVs. We already paid $200-300 for some ATVs, and we done. He like, just if you guys have any extra money, just, you know, which we get it, but we were gonna tip you anyway. But when you keep like hounding us, it's just like, oh my goodness, like, can you give me a second? I was gonna tip you regardless, but it's like everybody. Then we went to wine tasting or tequila tasting. He did the same thing. He like, you know, just if you guys want to buy, like, please buy a bottle. They was charging these other girls we was with $1 to use the bathroom. Like, it's just too money hungry there. Like,
yeah,
it's too much. And we came with some money, so we not cheap, but it's like, oh my goodness,
like, let us breathe. Can we breathe?
Yeah,
can I walk down the street? Like,
you didn't think it was worth the money.
Yeah.
Number 3, it was cold. So, and that's probably on us because we probably didn't go in the right month.
Yeah,
it was cold.
It was a little cold. I thought it was gonna be like beaming, full of sun, and I didn't really get that. So I would say that
it was super windy. We didn't know that we did know you couldn't get in the water, but we didn't know how bad it was, and that was my reason, because I like the water. She don't really care about the water.
Yeah,
I don't want to go back because I want to get in the water. Like, I want to go somewhere where I can at least get in the water, like if I'm be paying all that money.
And for some reason they just said the waves are too harsh out there, so you can't swim in them. I guess that's what they keep saying. They was like, if you go out there, it's not guaranteed that you're gonna get saved because we don't know how to swim. We was like, wait, what?
No, for real. The food, our resort, the food was nasty. Like, it was whatever. The all-inclusive resorts, you just, I don't know, the food don't never.
The only good part to me that I liked about the food was the breakfast. I could deal with breakfast. Like, everyday breakfast was pretty decent. I had like French toast, eggs, bacon, you know, like the usual stuff. The mimosas, again, not gonna get you lit at all.
Another thing, okay, let me elaborate on the ATV thing. So, y'all, we paid for the ATVs, we paid for the equipment, we paid for insurance, and we paid for like the hour time slot. Then we got there and we had to pay to get into the actual ATV park. Like, all the $300 or $250, whatever we paid, it didn't come with getting into the actual park of the ATV. And we like, what? Like, that what was are you talking about? Like, we already paid for it. They like, well, we don't own this park. Y'all gotta actually pay to get in. So what is the whole $200-300? Like, I don't know. But we just felt like everybody was trying to get over. Like, people really be trying to get over there. Like, they really do.
Oh, and let me tell you guys this too. When we met some girls at our hotel that was so cool. We ended up getting in the van with them on the way down to this boat party that we went to. And why did our driver, so we left out first, but before we left out, we told the girls, we said, we got money, we're gonna give them money for, you know, riding or whatever. And so we handed him a 20 because he said it was $10 each person. But by the time we got down to the boat party, she asked us, she was like, hey, I don't know if you guys paid him or not, but I just paid for you guys. And I was like, wait,
we like, what?
We was like,
pay him when we got out the van.
Yeah,
like,
we
don't
paid
even
him
play like that.
Yeah, we don't even play like that. And she was like, oh, he just got me then because I just didn't know.
He told the girls we was with that we didn't pay.
Yeah,
knowing we paid in cash.
And her friend was like, no, I seen them pay.
Yeah,
I was trying to tell you
like,
that
no,
they paid. And we was like, yeah, I wouldn't have just walked out without that. So you just got to be on your toes out there because they will try to get you.
Try to get over for every little thing. Like, every little thing. It's just kind of exhausting.
Yeah.
But this is our experience. If y'all want to go and experience it, y'all should still go. Because I'm the type of person that I would still go if I never been to find out for myself. Everybody have different experience.
And it's overhyped. Like, it was cool. Like, our fun for me, I would say, like, going out to the club was fun. I'm very glad that I got to do that, and I got to meet some really cool people out there. The section we was in was pretty jumping, so that was cool. The boat party was fun. But other than that, like, I just felt like I needed to see more and do a little more. So,
but then we felt like everybody was just trying to get over on us, so we just was ready to go.
Yeah, I was like, it's just a bit much.
Yeah, just ready to go.
The steakhouse was not good at our resort.
The food was not good.
The steak was not cooked well. The macaroni wasn't good.
It tasted like rubber. Like, the steak tasted like rubber. It was nasty.
And then, 0 out of 10. Why he not try to give my girlfriend no A1 sauce?
Bro, I'm like, the steak, y'all don't have A1 sauce?
he was not trying to bring it for whatever reason. They literally had it. I don't like. It
Had an attitude.
weird.
I said, bring her. We're like, get the A1 sauce and stop playing.
Yeah, they just had weird vibes. I don't know.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, like we said, if y'all still want to go, still go and find out for yourself. That's just reasons why we won't be back. So I don't want nobody in the comments talking about, oh, well, me and my Meemaw, we go for 20 years and we never bring it up. Please.
Yeah.
This is our experience, our reasons.
Exactly.
Go find out for yourself.
Right.
Okay?
Since I just came back from Cancun, Mexico, here are some tips that I wish I would have knew before I went, okay? First things first, make sure you pick your hotel wisely. If you're 25 and down, I know you're going to want to party all the time. Get an all-inclusive resort and make sure it's a party one. I made the mistake of getting an all-inclusive resort, but it was majority of older people there with their family and kids. Don't do what I did. Because when you're drunk, the first thing you're going to see is a fucking kid in your face. Don't get a hotel with no kids. Get an all-adults, all-inclusive, and make sure it's a party resort. Second thing, don't book all your excursions in advance. Please don't. I'm not saying don't book no excursions in advance. Book the ones that you want to get out the way, but make sure you go to your hotel and see what they're offering too. I booked so many excursions that was on Viator, TripAdvisor, and Expedia that was way more expensive than what they were giving me at the hotel. Those locals know what they're doing, okay? They will communicate everything to you. They'll let you know all your transportation, everything. So that's another thing I'll probably say. The third thing is you don't have to bring no cards. Please don't bring no card, especially if your hotel do not require a security hold for you guys. I made that mistake. I brought my debit card and my credit card, knowing dang well I did not need nothing. I did not need both of those. All I did was Apple Pay or pay with cash. You don't need pesos. They don't really require pesos there, but honestly, like, if you have American dollars, they like that more. So if you want to exchange your money just for the fun of it, do it, but you really don't need no pesos. Another thing to keep in mind is if you do go to any of their grocery stores, they do not provide grocery bags, okay? They do not provide that. I went to Go-Mart thinking I'm finna rack up on a lot of snacks for me to carry it back to my hotel. Girl, bye. You have to pay $1 if you do want a bag. Well, they call them tote bags. It's not a grocery bag. They call them tote bags. So pay $1 to get a tote bag. Then yeah, you can carry your stuff back. But they do not provide grocery bags there. It's cool to make friends there, but don't trust everybody because they love a dumbass tourist. That's all I'm gonna say. Take it lightly or take it not. Do you, boo? Another thing is if you do take a taxi, please, I cannot stress this enough, please use only cash. Don't use no Apple Pay, don't use no credit card, don't use no debit card because they will get your ass like they got me, okay? I learned my lesson. I was one and done after that. Please, if you take a taxi, use cash only. Majority of the things that was around my hotel was walking distance, so if you're in that little strip, I don't know how to say it, but it's like a long ass strip that divides actual Cancun, Mexico, and like just the tourists. So if you're in the tourist part, everything is walking distance. If you don't have an all-inclusive at your hotel, they do have Uber Eats over there. They also do have Uber, but I wouldn't recommend that at all because what if you get into an Uber and you're not bilingual, baby? How are you going to tell them what you want to do or where to go and stuff? I don't know. Another thing is make sure you're kind of close to your hotel, but don't wander off by yourself. Not at night. Cancun isn't, I wouldn't say bad because I didn't have no bad experience there, but there are a few people that likes to stare. So if it makes you uncomfortable, just don't go by yourself, babes. Last but not least, don't drink that tap water. Don't go in that shower, wash your face, open your mouth, and let all of that shower water go into your mouth. You will suffer. You will have diarrhea and you will throw the fuck up all damn day. I didn't do it, but I witnessed it. Somebody did it at my hotel. Okay, so don't do it. Scratch that. I have two more things. Make sure you carry your passport with you at all times. I don't care where you're doing excursions. I don't care. Make sure you carry that shit. And if you do carry it, and if they say you can't bring it on the excursion, make sure they have lockers provided with a lock. Okay? We don't need nobody in our shit. No private access over here, babes. No. Well, last thing. So you see all this jewelry on my arm? I have 4 of them and all, but in all, I paid $75 for it for 4 jewelries over there. Do it for the fun if you want to. Blow your money if you want to. But I promise you, if you take your ass down to that local market down there, you will get all of this shit for no less than $10. No more than $10. So, do you, boo.
Those are all my tips.
Welcome to the Sonoran Sky in Rocky Point, Mexico. We booked this beachfront condo on Airbnb through David Scott, and he was such a lovely host. This was a 1-bedroom, 2-bed beachfront condo right on the ocean, which was literally perfect for my family and I. The resort had 3 different restaurants right on site that we were able to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at. It also had 5 different pools, including a heated pool. The tiki bar downstairs does have 2-for-1 drinks during happy hour, so you definitely don't want to miss that. Our resort is super, super close to the city of Rocky Point as well. It's about an 8-minute drive up the road, which was amazing for us to go explore. If you're someone who likes to just relax, the resort literally has everything you need, so you don't even have to leave if you don't want to. I'm already planning my trip back.
Alright y'all, that's it for this one. So I'm gonna give my take and my opinions on these videos like I usually do on the other vacation videos, especially now for Mexico. I would say what has been persistent between these 3 parts of Mexico, because this is actually, I just consider this the 4th one. No matter if I don't put a part 4 on the title or not, I consider this a 4th one because yeah, it is the 4th one. But what I've noticed is a lot of people get don't do their research. They go unprepared. They're just, you know what I'm saying, they don't know like how to move really, and that's why I put out this video so people can know how to move. And I see a lot of the comments in these vacation videos. Some people usually literally comment, they're like, yo, before I go on the travel, I usually come to your page to watch about the different places so I can know how to prepare, and they go and they have a good time. They literally come back later and they're like, yo, I had the best time because I looked out for this and da da da. And that shit gives me the best feeling in my heart, because when I put these videos out, even in the category that I do, the drama and the solutions, the tips, you guys, I feel like it really does help. Like some people may find it negative, some people may not, but like I know I'm helping. Even if I'm helping one person, even if I see that one comment that's helped somebody, that's given them knowledge that they never knew, it just brings me joy, because I feel like that's my purpose for this YouTube at this point, where we get the drama, we laugh, we kiki, but we don't leave out drained, we leave out with more information. So for Mexico, watch out your surroundings. The other girls are talking about, if you're bilingual, if you frequent these Latin countries, go ahead, learn Spanish. It's so easy on Duolingo. Go ahead. There's that time I was learning like Spanish, and it's so easy, bro. So easy on Duolingo, and you can take your notes and just frequently just practice, and just take the necessary steps to help yourself. The drinking is another thing that I've had a lot of people go into the hospitals because of these drinks. And sometimes people are like, oh, you drank too much, but like y'all seen in some of the story times, it only takes one drink and one additional drug that you don't know, and next thing you're out of it. Next thing you're ending up with cuts on your leg, on your face. That is wild. When I saw that story, like I literally, that is a vacation nightmare for real. Like to go on vacation and come back with a gushing blood, stitched up leg. You have to fly like that, bro, losing blood in that. What? That has to be the biggest nightmare. So like, yeah, just be prepared and know where you're going. Like even if you have to go buy your own bottles, I would say that's another big tip. Then I would say buy your own bottles and pregame. Buy your own bottles pre-game, carry like water bottles if it's allowed to have them in water bottles. If you're a person who just likes turning up outside, have it in your water bottle. At least you know you have mixed it. You bought it from a store, you mix it yourself, you're carrying it, and you watch out your drink all times. Do not leave your drink unattended to. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the restroom and trust the bartender. No, you never know who's working with who. You never know what chain it is in behind the scenes. So just be prepared so that you can enjoy your vacations. It's summer, it's a great time. A lot of people are going out, but a lot of people go out without the knowledge, and I want you guys to be prepared. Do not be out here just looking crazy. Do not go out here and end up in situations, because some situations you may never come out of. You know what I'm saying? The men with the za, that's a big thing. The men with the za, they just be wanting the za. Next thing you're caught up. Just if you can, just chill out for the couple of days if you're going to drink or whatever. Don't go looking out for za in the locals. Next thing you're being played. Next thing you're being drugged. Next thing you don't even know what you're smoking on. You feel me? That's what I be hearing with the men a lot. you know. So I'm just dissecting what I'm remembering. But yeah, with that being said, I mean, I know there's so many opinions, and we have so many smart people here. I would love to hear your opinions. I would love to hear what you think about the videos, different situations, so that we can each one teach one is the goal every time. You feel me? So with that being said, I appreciate everyone. If you came all the way to the end, thank you so much. You are a day one, like literally. We're gang for real. I appreciate you so much. I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Make sure you tap into my vlog page. I'm literally about to drop a vlog. Literally I have purpose to drop the vlog that I just did for the past 2 days. It was so lit, you guys. So tap into /by_Sandy live right now. Like literally go subscribe to that channel, go watch a couple of videos, and I'll be dropping the vlog today. Y'all tell me if I'm not consistent. I'm really getting consistent, very consistent, bro. Like for someone doing everything by themselves, bro, I need a tap on my back, because yeah, handling 2 pages and editing and trying to satisfy everybody, it's not easy. But I thank God for everyone, and I'm grateful for those who usually keep pushing me and sending me messages to just, you know, to encourage me to keep going, and, you know, letting me know how I release a whole, you know, a whole weight on their shoulders every time they come to my videos, to just get inspired, to get, you know, educated, to get, you know, entertained, and all those sort of things. So with that being said, thank you so much, you guys. I love you guys so much to the moon and back. I hope to see you guys in my channel. Make sure you turn on the post notification bell, so every time I drop, you get first dibs. And with that being said, see you down in the comment section, and see you in the next video. Bye.